BNB, Binance coin, looks healthy because it's coming towards an end of a major correction. If that's the case, it's going to end up making all-time new highs. So we are going to follow it step by step, day by day, because we can only do probabilities and never certainties. But when the probabilities are high, we're going to leverage that information. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you don't know me by now, my name is Jiggy. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro, featured in the best-selling book, High Probability Trading Strategies, back in 2008, where I only used to focus on currencies, but now exclusive on cryptocurrency. Let's dive straight in. So we literally did a video yesterday on BNB, and we're going to follow it really tightly because sometimes it's hard to see how powerful this is. And what we said is, looks like it's making this 1, 2, 3, on its way to making a 4. That's what we're going to look at today, before it makes a final 5. And then if it does this, we're going to be hyper aware. This could be a potential very high probability end of a correction. But we want to exercise patience, right? Really important. We don't need to rush this. So we're just going to jump into a live chart, and we'll see with Binance coin right now. You know, this is where we did the video yesterday, and we've got this move to the upside. So we're going to look at a few factors. First of all, I'm going to look at the momentum position. We want to ensure that the higher degree momentum, which is going to be a weekly chart, and the daily momentum are pointing in the same direction. So again, I'm just going to pop out of this chart and keep it really focused today, really sharp, because we're going to follow this day by day. Is this weekly momentum is telling me that the momentum is oversold. It's below this line over here, which tells me that the downside movement should be limited. And when this blue line crosses over the red, we should have a multi-week sideways to up movement. And if that coincides with pattern and price, that's really healthy. However, on the daily chart, if we look at the daily momentum, if I just zoom in like this, it's the opposite. Right now, it's overbought. So we want to be patient and wait for it to become oversold. And if it coincides with pattern and price, then on the next bullish reversal, this is what we're going to follow day by day. We want to look, how is the rest of the market looking in the sense of pattern and price position? So right now, if you look at yesterday, we did a detailed analysis. This is what I'm going to follow day by day. I'm just going to get, we'll just get rid of this for a second. So I'm going to clean this up. Okay, so what we're looking at over here is a potential wave 4. I'm just getting rid of this and this. So what do we anticipate? Well, most wave 4s are actually, the relationship to wave 3 is 38.2 to 50% retracement. So what we're expecting is a 38 to 50% retracement on a wave 4. Now the absolute minimum is 23%, but more often than not is this 38%, this one over here. I'm going to get rid of this for now. I'm going to get rid of this information because that's a bit distracting right now, because we don't need to worry about this at the moment. What we want to look for is a wave 4 price target. We're not looking to short this. There's too little time frame. What we're looking for is really the end of a major degree correction, an end of a major correction for all-time new highs. But now we're going to get quite intricate at this point, and this is what we're going to follow day by day. So let's just do one other thing with a wave 4. This looks like an ABC is forming. I'm going to do it on a micro, even a sub-micro. So you can see it's an ABC forming of a wave 4. And then last but not least, most wave A's and C's are identical. Actually, I'm going to do one more thing as well. Just going to get a bit intricate. I just want to see the ranges as well. I'm just going to see the ranges of these bars. Yeah, the closing date is fine. Sometimes you get wide intraday ranges. This is very clean though. This is very clean. It looks like a textbook 5-wave or textbook wave 4, which is a part of the 5-wave sequence. So I'm just going to look at this. Yeah, perfect. So this just tells us we should anticipate a wave 4 ending in this range over here, more than likely in this range over here. All right, so we're in that zone already. No action required, but more often than not, when you get momentum, pattern, and price coinciding, we would anticipate this sideward movement and the price movement to coincide. And what we want to be hyper aware of and be patient for. No action required other than patience. Again, if this momentum reversal happens, we want to look at the price over here to see what is a good long entry strategy. Why? Because if, and we'll finish on this today because we're just going to follow this day by day, keeping it step by step. And we'll keep summarizing this as well because sometimes it's hard to see how powerful this is if we just don't do a live example. If this ends up being an A, B, C macro trend correction, and we're really aiming to pinpoint it, we'll look at a potential high probability entry signal and entry strategy. And if it ends up unfolding, and we'll see with time, there's no guarantees in this game, just probabilities, never certainties. And we're just playing the odds. And what we're anticipating is new all-time highs. That's what we're anticipating. That's why we're watching it closely. Also, just to finish on today, how often should you expect to be correct when you're doing this type of analysis with momentum, pattern, and price? Actually, it's 1/3, which is around 33% to 50% of the time, which means 5 to 7 times out of 10, you're expecting to get stopped out, right? But when we're getting stopped out, we're losing this much, and when we're getting it right, we're making this much, and that's the whole game that we're playing. And I would highly encourage you, because we're going to follow BNB every day for maybe 3 to 7 days, see how this unfolds. I will highly encourage you to take my Fibonacci and Elliott Wave Masterclass, which is in the link below. Watch the Masterclass and follow the next few days of what we're going to do with BNB, because it's looking really, really healthy, looking very textbook, the way this particular ABC is unfolding, and more so, this micro 5-wave count down here is unfolding, and these are called multiple degree wave counts. What I was aiming for was this one here. If I can show this, yeah. If this coincides again in this area, is a high probability end of a wave 2, and then that's the beginning. End of a wave 2 is the beginning of a wave 3, and that's where a lot of profits are made. So even though the whole market is a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, we don't want to ignore the fact that many coins, BNB being one of them, is a top 5 cryptocurrency right now. It's the gas, it's the equivalent of Ethereum, but for the Binance Smart Chain. We want to be hyper aware of this. So yeah, no other information other than we are now just going to wait day by day. Probably not going to be that much extra information day by day, but I think it's going to be good for you to see how the momentum would just be patient for it to get into the zone, reevaluate and watch the time. And when there's time, well, if the stars align, is called a confluence of event, then and only then do we need to take any actual action. So take the Fibonacci Elliott Masterclass, watch the next 3 to 5 days on BNB, and let's see how it unfolds. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Again, it's going to be quite exciting. But again, it's not an overnight process, so we'll just be patient with it. Let's finish on a quote. Let's go with chapter 8. It's Henry Ford. It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. So what you're going to learn in the next 3 days, I don't know. This is literally live. We're not backtracking the data to see what happened. We're literally going to go live day by day with BNB and see if it does hold as a wave 4. Do we make a final wave 5 of a wave C of a wave 2? Then what's going to be the clear signal that's a high probability end of a wave 2? And that would also coincide with what would be a logical, mechanical, objective entry point to really ride the wave 3 if it occurs. When we're also going to follow it to the degree of when we should look to exit to become risk-free or manage our risk portfolio, risk management, and also where our stop loss position should also be as well. So we're going to look at that in intricate detail. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. For your sake, so it makes more sense the next 3 to 5 days, watch the masterclass, because it all hang together as we're talking about pattern position, price position, especially on multiple degree time frames. And we're also going to leverage momentum to be an extra signal to give us a confluence of events with high probability. All right, I'll see you tomorrow for BNB's update. We're going to follow it day by day, maybe 3 to 5 days. We'll see how it unfolds, and then we'll take it forward from there. See you soon.